Operating system. An operating system is a system software that works as a mediator between user and computer hardware. A computer cannot work without an operating system. Operating system helps the users to give instructions to all the parts of the computer system and also make the users to understand the results given by the computer. Some of the commonly known operating systems are Microsoft Windows, Apple Macintosh, and Linux. Why we need an operating system? Without an operating system, a computer cannot work and a user will not able to use the programs. Because it controls and coordinates the activities of software and hardware as well, the operating system acts as an interface between the computer and the user. It also helps a user to communicate with the computer and vice versa. It communicates with the various parts of the computer so that tasks can be performed effectively and without any delay. Functions of an operating system. As we switch on the computer, the work of operating system starts. After booting, the operating system loads into the memory of the computer system. Once the operating system has been successfully loaded into the memory, it controls and operates all the jobs performed by the computer. An operating system performs various functions. Some of them are arranging files and folders. An operating system helps to arrange the files and folders stored on the hard disk. It also keeps a track of information about when a file is created, copied, and modified. Assigning tasks to CPU. An operating system assigns the tasks to the CPU according to the instructions given by the user. It also helps to control the execution of the tasks. It also helps to assign the resources that are required to complete the task. Managing memory. An operating system manages the memory space for multiple processes. It keeps track of every memory location, regardless of either it is allocated to some process or it is free. It also allocates memory to the files and folders. When we delete a file or folder, the operating system deallocates the memory space allocated for it. Managing resources. An operating system keeps a track of the hardware and software requirements of the processes. It works as a manager of the resources and allocates them to different programs. Managing devices. An operating system manages and controls all the input and output devices connected to the computer. When we give an instruction to the computer by using an input device, the computer processes the instruction and produces the desired result on the output device. Security. An operating system has inbuilt security module to protect the programs and data stored on the computer system against the unauthorized Types of operating systems. There are different types of operating systems. The operating system can be categorized on the basis of control and application they support. Let us discuss briefly important types of operating systems. Single user operating system. This type of operating system allows only one user can access the computer system at a time. The most commonly used single-user operating systems are Palm Computer and DOS. Multi-user operating system. In this type of operating system, multiple users can use the computer at the same time. Examples of multi-user operating systems are Linux, Windows, etc. Multiprocessor operating system. A multiprocessor operating system has more than one central processing units, CPUs, to manage the functioning of the computer. All these CPUs are able to communicate with one another to coordinate operations. This type of operating systems provide higher speed and capable to run multiple applications at the same time. Multitasking operating system. A multitasking operating system allows users to execute multiple tasks on one computer at a time. All the tasks share a common processing resource like CPU. In this type of operating systems, priority of tasks can also be changed according to the requirement. The most commonly used multitasking operating systems are Windows XP, Windows 7, Unix, and Linux. Real-time operating system. It provides certain capabilities like control machine, instruments, and industrial system within specified time period. What is user interface? A user interface, UI, refers to a part of an operating system that allows a user to interact with computer. It provides a set of commands, menus, and icons that help in interacting with the computer. An effective interface can make an operating system attractive and user-friendly. Based on the working environment, user interfaces can be divided into two categories: Character User Interface (CUI) and Graphical User Interface (GUI). Let us discuss these in detail. Character User Interface (CUI). A character user interface is a medium through which the users can interact with computer by using only text-based commands. Due to the use of commands only, CUI is also called as Command Line Interface (CLI). This type of interfaces provide a command prompt to the users. User can write commands on the command prompt to perform a particular task. DOS and Windows command prompt are the two most commonly known character user interfaces. Advantages of CUI. There are certain advantages of CUI. It is easy to understand. It accepts input and displays output in the form of text. It allows users to write commands by typing one or two lines text known as command lines. Disadvantages of CUI. It has few disadvantages also, which are as follows. People find it difficult to remember all the commands. It is not user-friendly. Graphical User Interface (GUI). A graphical user interface is a type of interface that provides icons, buttons, pull-down menus, and windows to interact with the computer. It replaces the commands that we use in CUI interface with icons, buttons, and menus. In this interface, a user need not to remember all the commands. GUI allows us to give commands to the computer simply by clicking with the mouse. Windows and Mac operating systems are examples of GUI. Advantages of GUI. There are many advantages of GUI over CUI. It is easy to use, especially for beginners. It is more appealing and attractive as compared to CUI. It provides the feature to use multiple applications at the same time. It is not necessary to remember the lots of commands to operate this interface. It provides the remote access to computer. It enables you to easy exchange of information between software through cut and paste or drag and drop methods. It usually provides users immediate visual feedback about the effect of each action. Disadvantages of GUI. There are many disadvantages of GUI. It takes large amount of hard disk space than CUI. It uses more processing power. It needs more memory, RAM to run. A comparison between CUI and GUI. CUI, Character User Interface. GUI, Graphical User Interface. 1. It provides lots of commands to perform different types of operations. It provides icons, buttons, windows, and menus to give commands. 2. A user needs to remember lots of commands. A user need not to remember commands. He can just click on the icons, menus, etc. 3. It uses keyboard to give commands. It uses mouse, stylus, fingers to give commands. 4. Examples are DOS, Windows Command Prompt, etc. Examples are Windows, Mac, etc.